And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video we're going to be discussing, of course, all of the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. And as stated, as you can read there in the title, are Rangers set to make a huge transfer U-turn? We know the commotion that's going on around at this moment in time, but we'll discuss that, of course, a bit later on. But I just wanted to provide you an update with regards to Joanne Jordan, as he was a player that we of course made a loan approach for recently, and basically reports have came out in Spain with their sort of stance has been made very clear with regards to the potential departure of Jordan. As stated, they did reject an offer for him. As I said, we try to pay 30% of his wages, but they do want a significant more portion of his wages covered. It was also stated that by the sort of club president, if you like, or sporting director, and said that he's been told, and his representatives have been told, that he is not a part of the project. They have been told that they are not a part of the project. We respect their contracts, but it is better for them to choose other options. The club informed Jordan's representatives of his intentions. We thought we had this cycle had ended. It had been very clear to him. His representatives had a meeting with the club and it was clearly stated to him. As stated, following for this, we did put in an offer, and as stated, was rejected. However, Spanish reports have now suggested a new offer could be received by Sevilla for the player, as La Liga club Alaves have also thrown their hat in the ring for the player. Jordan's contract is with Sevilla until 2027, and the club are willing to hold on to him throughout the summer until they receive a permanent transfer offer or a loan deal that is financially beneficial before sanctioning an exit. So they're playing, they will not let him go on the cheap, despite the club sporting director coming out and stating that he's not a part of the plans. Again, I do want to have Jordan at the club. I do think he would be a significant upgrade on what we've currently got in the middle of the park. But at the same time, you know, we're struggling financially by the sounds of things, so we can't really push the boat out too much if it's going to be too much with regards to his wages, because you have to cover around 50%. So that is the update with regards to that. Sport directors came out and said that he's not a part of the plans. And again, they're just going to be hardball. They're very clear on their stance, and we'll wait until an offer is financially beneficial for them with regards to the player. Now, earlier today, you had seen, of course, the Rangers B and Academy were involved in action against Leeds United. They did lose the game 1-0, but a familiar face, Sam Lammers, started the game. Now, which leads us to today's main subject of the video. Are Rangers set to make a huge transfer U-turn with regards to him? Well, you probably say no, because he's playing for the Rangers B and the Academy, but reports out in the Netherlands and the Scottish media are now stating that a deal for Sam Lammers would be extremely unlikely, and the huge pay cut Sam Lammers would have to take if he was to go back to the Eredivisie. Yes, Sam Lammers reportedly would have to forego over half of his Rangers wages to sign for a team in the Netherlands, it is being claimed. As I said, the Rangers outcast is yet to find a new club, despite previously having interest from FC Twente, AZ Alkmaar and Utrecht, where he impressed on loan for the second half of last season. The latter initially claimed to be fully committed to striking a permanent deal, despite the finances that would be on offer. But they have since signed RKC Waalwijk striker David Min and Standard Liège forward Noah Ohio, appearing to end their interest in the 27-year-old. AZ were expected to step in, especially after selling Pauvidius to Benfica for £18 million, but they have also moved for an alternative in the shape of Republic of Ireland striker Troy Parrott for Tottenham Hotspur. So Rangers, as I said, are still yet to find a buyer for the forward after Philippe Clement needed to offload some dead wood before doing further deals on the incomings. And now Dutch journalists are basically stating that he'll have to take an over 50% pay cut to make a move to the Netherlands, which does seem as though we're currently lumped with Sam Lammers, which was my fear earlier on in the year. So we could potentially be making U-turn because we haven't got the money really to go and buy some replacements, and potentially could he be staying put at Rangers, trying to force his way into the team? This is a dilemma that I didn't think would ever actually happen, to be fair. I thought he would go out on loan. I thought he would impress. We got the reports that he was doing very well towards the end of the season, and and then I thought he would be going out of the door and one of those clubs would be taking him on. However, that doesn't seem that's going to be the case, and we're going to really struggle to get him out of the door, which I find really, really crazy. It's just like, comes back. I know everyone's pissing and moaning about the board at the moment. Everyone's pissing and moaning and talking about certain things, but we are mismanaged, because I don't like to bring up Celtic when I'm talking about Rangers, but they've just sold I bet you don't even know who O is. I was struggling to find out who O was. They just sold O 2 days ago, South Korean player, for £4.5 million. They sold O £4.5 million to Belgian football club Genk. £4.5 million for O. They're making profit on O. They're making profit on O. They signed him for £2.5 million back in January of 2023. He's done nothing. I didn't know who he was. Genuinely, I didn't even know who he was. I just seen the article come up. And they are going to be bringing £4.5 million in for him. But we have a player that goes out on loan to a far superior league, the Dutch Eredivisie, breaks records in the league, and we can't even recoup £3.5 million. In fact, we're trying to sell him at a loss at £2.5 million or whatever, but we can't find any suitors. How is this I don't get it. I just don't get how this is a thing. Sam Lammers is levels above this O guy. You know, he's went out into a far superior league in the Dutch league, far superior than the Belgian league. He's broke records, and no one's wanting to meet the valuation. I just think, like, how can we not get value? How can we not get the money for our players that we're trying to sell? How are we struggling to sell players when they're getting £4.5 million for O, who I don't even know? Again, I'm not trying to piss about here. I think I've heard of his name now and then, but he's certainly not done anything special within the Scottish Premiership. They're getting £4.5 million for him. They bought him for £2.5 million. They're making £2 million profit on a player that I didn't even know about. It's bonkers, and it just shows the mismanagement of us not being able to wheel and deal. They're wheeling and dealing. They're bringing in money for crap. And that's the difference. And you can probably say at this moment in time that, they don't really push the boat out and spend much money. Why should they? We can't spend money. We don't spend money, so why should they? They're bringing £2 million profit in, but it's bonkers. I don't get it. But could we potentially be making a U-turn with regards to Sam Lammers? Is Sam Lammers going to have to give him another shot this season? Well, it's certainly looking that way at this moment in time, because he's on a healthy contract. He isn't going to be taking half a paycheck, half a wage cut. Obviously, he's probably been told that, his future lies somewhere else. But if no one can match a valuation for him, no one can replace his wages, he's stuck with us. And we're going to have to play him. He can't stay in the B team for the rest of the season, especially when the transfer window closed. So it's scary, scary times, and we could be making a massive transfer U-turn with regards to it. But food for thought there. Leave it with you. What do you guys think of that one? Are any of you in favour of giving Sam Lammers another chance? Let me say down there in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all later. Take care. Peace.